You're listening to Bizarre Buffet, a podcast of all you can eat weird. I'm your host, Mark Torriello.
I'm Jen Wilson.
And I'm Mark Bluestein.
There'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited.
When we first went in, one of the people said, "Who are you?" And Tex said, "I'm the devil, and I'm here to do the devil's business."
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hi.
Have you missed us?
I bet you have.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
Our apologies.
Yeah, our apologies.
But you know what? Us girls sometimes need some
we-
time to ourselves.
Absolutely. We need time to do us.
Yeah.
And to be us. And to live out our existential crises.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we're relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we needed to hit pause for a minute, just to take care of, personal shit. And
Yeah,
life
yeah.
stuff.
We all seem to have periods of time where that's blocked out.
And the weird part is they always kind of like overlap.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
They
it
all.
always overlaps somehow.
Yeah, they really do.
In one way or another.
Yeah, it's true.
But we're coming back full force.
We are here.
Yeah, we're here.
Before you ask us the question for tonight,
Right.
for our listeners and for our viewers, can you please explain what you are wearing? Because
Yeah.
I'm so intrigued by this
Yeah.
right now.
Thank you so much. So this has nothing to do with the topic.
Which I'm really upset about, by the way. 'cause
I mean,
amazing.
Well, it could in some way. Basically, I'm wearing a shirt that I made. It's completely covered in old patches that I earned, that my gay ass earned when I was a Boy Scout.
Yeah, I see
Wow.
the
So,
Pinewood Derby.
I got my Pinewood Derby. I have my
Badge.
archery, a bunch of camping things.
Wow.
And trust me, nothing salacious happened between me and the Cub Masters.
Yeah,
I tried.
you guys would have heard about it already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have covered it on Bizarre
We
Buffet.
would have.
But I had these patches for like a long time, and I was like,
They're
you know, what,
cute.
let me repurpose it and make it into like a shirt for myself. And it shows off my guns.
Yeah.
I
Sure
don't do
does.
sleeves anymore because I think short sleeve t-shirts dig into my armpits too much.
You know
yeah.
what? I've been getting like that too lately. I'm not liking the fan. Like
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of like tight fitted shirts.
Yeah. Yeah. My titties are too big.
Free the armpits.
Yeah. Free the armpits. Hashtag
Yeah.
we're going on a crusade.
Plus I got, new tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, show those guns off for the camera.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
They're little pistols.
Little pistols. Yeah. Yeah. They're little.
They're not like AK-47s or anything.
no.
They will be one day.
Yeah.
Imagine you like flex.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you flex, it just starts going pow 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 pow
Yeah.
pow 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 pow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like little lasers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What are we doing tonight? Who are we seeing? Whose house are we invading? Who's invading us?
Well, I guess before we talk about the topic, this is our question
Okay.
for this episode.
Okay.
Okay.
We all know that, I'm a bitter Betty and I love revenge.
Yes, revenge is best served as
Yeah.
I
revenge.
love a good revenge story.
Fucking love revenge.
It's necessary.
So I wanted to ask you both about a time where you got revenge on someone. So I guess for me, since I love revenge so much, I have a lot of stories, but I'm gonna just keep it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
it down to one.
Yeah, let's
So
keep it down to
what I
3.
used to do, and Mark is aware. Mark is totally aware of this. When I was in grammar school, I had a lot of these asshole nuns for teachers, and they were vile and terrible and despicable. What I used to do to this one nun is I took her, the habit, the black veil habit thing that they wear. Well, it used to drape behind her chair at her desk. When I would go up to the board to diagram sentences, I would take the eraser and clap the eraser on her habit. So she had these eraser marks
I love
all
it.
over the habit. And then I got ballsy and I took her stapler and I stapled her habit to her chair. So when she got up, when the bell rang, her habit got ripped off her head. Oh my god. You going to hell, no. You can't remove your habit. Yeah. Send Sister Gilbert to hell.
That's right.
Good. That's so good.
Burn in hell, Gilbert.
When I was applying for grad school, I asked a couple of college professors to write me a letter of recommendations. This one professor who I worked very closely with, I took a lot of her classes, I worked on a lot of her shows. I asked her, and she flat out said to me no. because she essentially said that, like, I don't think you'll ever be good enough for grad school.
Ew. What a fucking asshole.
That's like defeats the purpose of her job.
So the
literally.
biggest fuck you was a year later, because she used to every spring break take a group to London. That following year, I was living over in London,
Yup.
and she came to my school to do a workshop, and it was like the biggest fuck
Oh
you.
my god, like, hey bitch.
Hey, bitch.
Hey,
here I
remember
am
me?
Getting my MA.
Suck it. Good for
Fuck,
you. Fucking
motherfucker.
asshole.
Double
bitch.
bird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck her. Fuck her.
Mark.
I was dating this person once a long time ago who I don't think he knew was dating me. Or yeah, maybe not.
Okay.
Yeah. And this was the days, and Mark and I were just talking recently about Craigslist and how, I don't know how the comment came up or how, like, what happened or transpired, but I was like, oh yeah, that part of Craigslist doesn't exist anymore because people were prostituting themselves on it.
Oh, it was
Oh
like
my
men
God.
seeking men.
No,
Yeah,
I remember that. I remember
yeah.
that being a thing.
Yeah, and
It was like all sex stuff.
yeah. So during like the very short-lived time that we were seeing one another, I was like, okay, I'm going to do some investigating. And I found this one ad on Craigslist, you know, looking for sexual adventures, perhaps. No kink shaming. Listen, we're sex positive, but when the person also knows what you're doing is, you know, appropriate.
Yes.
So I found this one ad and I could tell, like, you know how, like, somebody's text message, like, you can tell if somebody, like, if that's the person who's texting you.
Yes.
Or, like, you know, an email is written by somebody else.
Correct.
Right? So it was like that. I was like, this sounds like him trying to, like, disguise himself.
Okay.
And I created a fake email address.
And you reached out to him.
I did. The first time I got no response. The second time I got a response. And I was like, oh, okay, so like send me your phone number. And as soon as he did it, I texted and I was like, because we had plans to hang out that day. And he was like, oh, are we still hanging out? And I was like, no, I don't think so. And he was like, why? Why not? And I was like, because I don't want to. And he was like, oh, well, okay, that's a little odd. So then essentially, like, I was like, do you really want to know why we're not hanging out? And he was like, yeah, I really want to know. And I was
my
like,
God.
okay. Then I sent him the screenshot of fake me posing as somebody
Wow.
else. Yeah, yeah. And that was that. And that was the end of that.
Good for you.
I know
Thank
someone
you.
who did that too. He made a fake profile and made his cheating boyfriend meet him on a street corner in New York.
Oh, bitch, that's so
Wow.
good.
That's
Oh,
really
yeah.
good.
That is so good.
That's like next level because I did that too.
Yeah, Mark, I was going
I
to
had an
say.
ex that I lived with many years ago, and he was like a cheat, and he used to go on like the Grinder and Scruff app or whatever and talk to other dudes. And the one time I was visiting my parents at home, and I just had a weird feeling. I was like, I bet you that motherfucker is doing this right now. So I made a fake Scruff account.
Oh my God.
I found him on, and I messaged him, and I was like, hey, daddy, guess what? Winky face. And he was like, what? Winky face. And I took a selfie, and I looked like pissed. Like, literally,
I remember
looked
the
like,
photo.
I look like, first of all, I look fucking hot in that photo. Second of all, I look like I was ready to fucking kill someone.
Yes.
And I said, it's your boyfriend, Mark. We're breaking up, you're a whore. Da-da-da. I'll be home in a little bit to grab my shit. And I just,
Yeah.
went back to Jersey
Wow.
City, packed
Yeah.
everything, and that was the
Wow.
end.
Yeah.
But he got revenge on me because I stuck him with we were under a lease, we were renting.
Yeah.
So he had about 3 months left in the lease, and I was like, you can choke on the rent. I'm not living with you. I'm not living in this place. So he had to pay the full rent for the remainder of the year, and then to get revenge on me, he gouged the floors, so I lost the security deposit.
So I guess
So-
the moral of the story is that revenge comes in both directions.
It
Comes
does.
both ways.
It sure does.
Yeah, it does. I mean, listen, proceed with caution before pursuing revenge because it can.
Worth every penny.
Yeah.
Because I bought freedom.
Yeah, and there you go.
Freedom.
Yeah,
So
let it ring.
while we're talking about revenge,
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to talk about a revenge story. Ooh. And this revenge story is about a gentleman named Marvin Heemeyer, or Heimer, Heemeyer.
Call him Marvin.
So I'm gonna call him Marv.
Marv.
Hey, Marv.
Hey,
Hey,
Marv.
Marv. He
alone.
sought revenge on an entire town.
Oh my God.
How does that happen?
That's a lofty endeavor.
It was
What did
lofty.
the town do to him?
Yes.
They did quite
Oh my
a lot.
God.
Oh, Marvin.
I'm so
So-
intrigued.
Marvin. Marvin.
So he went on a revenge gig on June of 2004. So it's kind of like,
So this is
16
more
years
recent.
ago.
Wow.
It's a little more on the recent side.
Yeah, we're in
Yeah.
the 2000s at
Wow.
least.
Yeah, which was a lot more.
That's
lot forward
recent
from-
for us.
It is. It's
Yeah.
very recent for us.
Considering one of our like last topics was like arsenic dresses from like the 1800s.
Yeah. I mean, we're always in that range somewhere.
So
Really.
let's talk a little bit about Marvin, right?
Yeah.
So he was born October 28th, 1951. So his
is
birthday just kind of passed.
Oh my God! Happy birthday, Marv.
Right before
Belated.
Halloween.
Yeah.
So
Spooky.
Marvin originally was from, I think, like one of the Dakotas. He eventually moved to a town called Granby in Colorado. But before he moved there, he was also, I believe he was like in the Air Force or,
Okay.
you know, he did some sort of like war-ish stuff.
Okay.
Not
He
too
was
much.
a warish boy.
He was a warish boy. That's right, as one is when you're in the war.
Well, unfortunately, there's not like a lot of info about his like upbringing. Granby is about 80 miles northwest of Denver, just to put it into
So
perspective.
the name of the town is Granby.
Granby.
Granby. I'm a Granby.
You know, his friends would describe him as a very like strong-willed man. He really valued freedom. He was incredibly dynamic, and he also just like didn't take shit from anyone.
Yes. Go ahead, Marv.
He loved not snowboarding. What is it when you're like
Skiing?
not skiing?
Snowmobiling.
Snowmobiling. Yeah, he loves his
It's when we're
snowmobile.
playing charades.
Clearly, I'm not athletic. Like, or
We're
like
not
the snow.
outdoorsy.
Yeah, we're-
It's okay.
But he was like an outdoorsy
All right, so
kind
he
of
was
guy.
an outdoorsy fella.
Marv loved his snowmobiles.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually did. And he
right.
loved Colorado. And he also said that he had champagne income with beer taste.
Champagne and cum.
No.
Yeah, is that
He
like
had-
champagne
yeah,
income?
He had champagne income
Champagne income.
with
Okay.
beer taste.
Oh,
With beer taste.
so he had more and he chose less.
Yes.
Good for him.
Yeah.
You know what? I appreciate people like that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
You don't need to flash your dollar bills around
No,
for everybody to see.
unnecessary. Yeah,
Not at all.
not at all. Yeah.
Well, in 1992, he purchased 2 acres of land from the Resolution Trust Company for $42,000. Those 2 acres of land was in Granby, Colorado.
Okay.
With the land that he purchased, it wasn't like land like nature, like dirt and grass. It was kind of like a big lot.
Okay,
kinda
like an empty
industrial-
lot.
Yeah, like
Okay.
an
Did he have
industrial
like
landscape.
plans to do something with it?
Yes, and he made it happen. He opened his own muffler shop.
Oh,
Oh, that's a very specific
Yeah.
very specific.
job.
Because he was
Yeah.
like really
Muffler shop.
Muffler shop.
well, no, because he was like good at that shit. Like he was
Yeah.
good at electronics, and he was like a master welding
Got it.
person, and he just knew how to do shit.
Yeah, so a garage of sorts would make sense for Marv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he purchased this for $42,000, opened up his own muffler shop because he had a strong background in engineering and automobiles. His brother Ken also described him as someone who would bend over backwards for you. But a local town resident named Christy Baker claimed that her husband was threatened by Marv after the husband refused to pay for a muffler repair for $124.
Okay.
Why didn't he pay for it?
I guess he
Yeah.
just wasn't happy with it, but Marv was like, you know, kick your ass if you don't pay. So
Yeah, Marv.
I'm on Team Marv on that one.
Yeah, I mean,
Me
listen,
too.
under $200 for a car repair. I mean, that's not a thing, really.
Marv also did really well with his repair shop. He generated money doing car restorations as well.
Awesome.
And what was it called? Not a snowblower, the
Snowmobile.
snowmobile. Thank
Snowmobile.
you. Like,
This is the second time he's asked.
it's never gonna happen.
Marv is a snow. He's a snow
He's a
expert.
snow angel.
Yeah, he's a goddamn
Snow angel.
a snow
he used to
enthusiast.
like he was very passionate about like snowmobiling.
Yeah.
And with these snowmobiles, he also like did this all the time. And there was like a group of guys that would go snowmobiling, and he would put like bumpers on their snowmobiles.
So he had like regulars coming in.
Yeah, yeah. He did well. He did good for himself. Now, connecting on the property that this was on, there was also a concrete batch plant, which was owned by a prominent family in the town. The owner, his name was Cody Doshev. The
I
owner
already don't like him.
Yeah, Cody.
So Cody and Marvin had a lot of bad blood because Cody had originally wanted to purchase the property before Marvin did.
God damn it, Marvin.
And the property that Marvin outbidded him on was during an auction.
Oh.
So Marvin had gotten the property. Down the line, Cody offered to buy the land from Marvin for $250,000. Marvin was like, sure, yeah, that's a good deal, right? Mm-hmm. And then he changed his mind and he was like, you know what? They have money. I'm going to charge them $375,000.
Yeah, Marvin.
After that, Cody was like, okay, fine, you know, $375,000. So then Marvin was like, nope, I changed my mind about
Marvin,
that. Yeah, no,
You're getting a little too
Marvin
crazy
is a
now.
little. He's a questionable character.
It sounds like
He's a
that.
little like
Every,
hot
every
and cold.
person in this sounds
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
I mean,
questionable.
he loves snowmobiling and has a muffler repair shop.
Yeah.
So Marvin has, Continue. I'm sorry.
So then Marvin was like, no, I'm going to sell it for $1 million.
Oh, Marv, come on.
Now,
Fucking-
he ended up selling it, but not to, like, I don't think he sold it to this concrete plant.
Okay.
The information is kind of, like, unclear, and I didn't want to go down this rabbit hole of, like, receipts for the podcast, because it's not as fun. Like, I don't really care how much he sold it for.
no.
you know?
Exactly.
No.
It doesn't matter.
After selling the property, he still got to keep his muffler shop.
Okay. So
Muffler
he
shop.
Muffler shop. Muffler snowmobile shop.
In the entire process of this, of him like, you know, trying to sell the land and there was a lot going on. For example, the town of Granby was doing like rezoning.
Okay.
And this is what really starts the whole process.
Oh
So
shit. Rezoning is controversial.
It is in this
Yeah,
case.
yeah.
So in 2001, Granby Zoning Commission and trustees approved for the concrete plant to put up a new construction
Okay.
on that lot of land. So that new construction would be blocking the entrance for his repair shop, for his muffler shop.
Hell no.
Oh, fuck that.
Marvin
Yup.
isn't going to take this
Yeah.
easily.
Absolutely not.
And Marvin spent tens and thousands of dollars to appeal the decision.
Oh, hell
but,
no.
But the town just did not side with him. And to put salt on the wound, he was also fined $2,500 on the spot for not having a septic tank on the property that his muffler shop was on. And then when that came to fruition, the town was like, you need to connect your sewage to the town sewage thing
Boy.
rather than a septic tank.
Somebody didn't like Marv.
Correct.
Oh, boy.
So they said to him, you have to do it, and it's going to cost you $80,000. And if you don't do it, we're going to fine your ass. So I think this is also part of the motivation that he had to sell this, because he was like, this is bullshit. And
Yeah.
the-
They're trying to railroad his ass.
yeah. And
Choo-choo.
they were totally railroading him.
They
and
were.
It seems that, you know, a lot of the townspeople were kind of like railroading against him, because you had this affluent family that owned the concrete plant and a lot of property, you know, trying to buy it out from him and create problems with the construction. You had the zoning board, you had townspeople, the mayor, like just a lot of people just didn't really like him.
Okay.
Because I guess he was standing in the way of them making more money.
Yeah, of course. And
You know?
once you do something like that, you know, once you have like county and state going against you,
Yeah.
you're fucked.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. So because of this whole thing with like the sewage system and all this crap, he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna sell the property. So he sold it to someone else, and he ended up still keeping his muffler repair shop.
Okay.
Because he was renting it from that person.
Got you. So he was renting it from them, like renting the land after he sold it.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. And now this is where revenge comes into place and
Marvin.
where it gets a little dark and bizarre buffet.
Hey, we're ready.
During this whole hoopla, the whole battle with the zoning board, right? Local media made a mockery of him. He had really bad blood with certain townspeople. He had bad blood with the zoning board. He had bad blood with the police. And he had really bad blood with the Doe Chef family. And he was just becoming like more and more pissed and
Yeah.
enraged with the world.
Because everybody was against him in this area.
Yeah.
Yup.
I would be the same way.
Hell yeah.
He rented this space for 18 months. So for the 18 months leading to June 4th, 2004, he utilized this small space for his revenge project.
Oh, shit.
As part of his revenge, the first thing he did is that he purchased a bulldozer.
I think I know what you're talking about. Is this a Netflix thing?
I found out that it was a Netflix thing.
Okay, continue, because Jerry and I
yeah.
watched this on Netflix
Oh
a while
my god!
ago.
I still don't know what it
Alright,
is, so
alright.
this is interesting.
But I only listened to half of it, so I'm really excited now.
Yeah. So, I know it's like the beginning of the story. It's kind of boring because it's like, oh, zoning board, mufflers, and zoning boards.
Snowmobiles.
You know?
Tell me more.
Does he have a snowmobile?
All right, so he purchased a bulldozer, and
Okay,
for 18 months he was working on creating a kill dozer.
Oh my god!
So crazy.
Oh my god!
So let's talk about the kill dozer.
Yeah, Marvin
All right.
snapped. Let's go
Yeah,
for
what
it.
did it consist of?
Yeah, because this is the
What
shit
type
that
of
gets
materials
me going.
did he use?
I bet it was loud because he had a muffler.
Oh, he probably used some intense fucking metal.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
you know I love talking about design.
Yes.
yeah.
Especially when it fits into our universe.
Absolutely.
All right, so this bulldozer, right? It took up the entire space of the unit. And because there was only like 1 inch of room, he was like, it's perfect mathematical precision. God wanted me to do this.
This is usually the case. God spoke
God
to me.
always will speak to you
was-
and
yeah.
tell you to do this.
It was like
Yeah.
Butcher Brown, you know, when he was doing his another episode of ours, Butcher Brown, and when he was doing these botched surgeries on people who were transgendered, he said God told him to help these people because they needed the help. Which good message,
Yeah.
Yep.
bad execution.
Yes.
Yeah.
The bulldozer itself was a Komatsu D355A. How do I know this? Because I own bulldozers.
Okay,
No,
exactly.
full of shit.
Because we're knocking down where
Yes,
we live
Mark-
to put a
Mark
bulldozer.
Torriello
No,
Yeah.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, Wikipedia.
owns bulldozers.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
butch.
We're having a bulldozer
I think-
expert come in so we can live in a bulldozer.
I think that my Boy Scout shirt might actually be appropriate.
yeah, it might
It's
be.
like outdoorsy, and
Well-
this was an outdoorsman.
Oh, well, there you go. See,
I get a bulldozer badge
a bulldozer.
for getting plowed. Hey,
Well, yeah.
Yeah, this is something that I feel like could like fall along the lines of a Pinewood Derby.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at this.
There's
This-
the connection to the Boy Scouts.
There you go.
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah, there you go.
So
I love it.
The bulldozer took up so much space that for him to like work on it, he had to like do it with inside the bulldozer or being suspended from like
shit.
the ceiling.
And did no one live nearby?
No one did because it was like a non-residential
And
area.
I bet you because of his muffler expertise, he had
Muffler
that space.
expertise. It was red.
Soundproof.
Oh, yeah.
He designed a makeshift armor with concrete and metal plates, which completely covered the bulldozer.
Damn.
Parts.
Sounds like Mad Max.
It looks like it's from Mad Max.
Oh, fun.
Parts of the
Yay.
This thing is so cool looking. So
I know things.
Parts of the armor were over 1 foot thick with concrete sandwiched between sheets of steel.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
He was planning on doing some bulldozing.
From this design, the machine was immune to small firearms and even explosives.
Oh.
When it was complete, it ended up looking like a brutalist building or like the shit that the Jawas
the Jawas.
Jawas used in Star Wars.
And for those of you who don't
I
know,
can see that too.
You know that like trapezoid thing that's
Yeah.
like
well, for those who don't know what a Jawa trapezoid is. What the fuck is
They're
it?
like
'Cause I
those,
don't know.
you've seen them. They're like those little
Mark's
creatures
gonna
in
put a
Star
picture
Wars.
in
Yeah.
right here.
For those
our
of you
watchers on
watching.
YouTube.
They're like the
Yeah.
little, like, you know, scrap metal, like, creatures in Star Wars.
But
And
it's
they
like
They're the junkyard people.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they like have the hoods, and you just see the eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They look like shrunken Grim Reapers.
And they
Okay.
pretty much like take scraps and they like take old like droids and stuff.
Yeah.
That's like how like they found C-3PO, right?
Yeah, they took R2D2 and C-3PO, and he was like, "Oh my!"
Voiceover work.
R2D2.
Yeah. We're
So basically, he made this like rusty-looking trapezoid thing, and it was completely made out of metal sheets. It was so strong that when he did go on his rampage, 200 rounds of ammunition were fired at it, and 3 external explosives, and it did absolutely nothing to the tank.
oh, that's all the concrete behind the metal.
And now this is where it gets even more weird with the design. Ready?
Oh.
The most bizarre thing, in my opinion, about this is that it had
Tell
no
us.
windows.
No windows.
It had no windows.
So when he's like, when he's driving it, he can't physically see where he's going.
It's like life is a
It's
highway.
like Helen Keller.
Yeah.
Holy fucking
So
shit!
instead of having windows, he put video cameras that were positioned on the outside of this, and with the video cameras, they were secured with bulletproof glass
Oh my god!
and compressed nozzles that would blow air and dust off of the camera.
Damn, Marv.
Now,
Wow.
the cameras were hooked up to these like bulky computer monitors that were inside the tractor. So he was able to see the outside world from inside.
Holy shit.
Now, there was also fans and an air conditioner that he kept so he could be cool while he drove. And
Makes sense.
It does. Yeah.
because it's also like June,
Yeah.
you know?
Climate control.
And ports were designed, fitted for rifles to shoot out of, though he kind of botched that because when he tried to shoot outside of it, it would like hit something and bounce back inside.
Oh.
So he kind of failed on that front.
Listen.
Now, once this was built, after a year and a half, he starts his rampage. So let's talk about the June 4th demolition.
Oh my god, I'm ready. I'm here.
So on a sunny day on June 4th, 2004, Marvin was ready to strike back.
Ooh.
Like
Get that
the
zoning
Empire.
board.
Oh, the Empire Strikes Back.
Oh yeah. Wookiees.
He entered his bulldozer and closed the lid. By the design of this, there was no way to exit once the lid was shut. The lid required a crane in order for it to be removed.
What?
But Marvin had no intention on leaving the vehicle.
Oh my god, dedicated to the cause. How dark, Marv.
Yes, girl.
It's dark as shit.
Setting the stage here.
I love it.
Oh.
After he starts the engine, he drove his armored car right through the wall of his former business to the outside.
So the farmer muffler shop.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, don't go there for your muffler repair.
I won't.
He had a very specific agenda mapped out for his course of
What
destruction.
was it?
Well, all he had to do was make a sharp right turn because he went straight for the concrete plant.
Well, I mean, I assume,
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah. Fuck this place first. Number one.
So he,
And then what was on number 2 list?
Yeah.
well, let me talk about the concrete plant real quick. Oh, that's it. He
Yeah. He just wrecked the concrete plant.
he drove through the concrete
Yeah,
plant.
he's like,
That's all I
fuck
have.
these bitches.
He plowed his killdozer right the fuck through the
Yeah.
concrete plant.
He's like, fuck your
So
concrete,
he was
fuck
like,
you.
he could see it all being demolished as he was
On
driving.
his cameras.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
That is, wow.
Yeah, for
Damn.
sure. After he, destroyed some of the property on the concrete plant, the next place he went to
Town hall.
is the town hall.
Oh my, I was right?
You were right.
Oh my god, I'm so proud.
Mark, a gold star for you.
Yeah,
Thank
Star.
you. Oh my god.
You get a tractor.
Wow, I wish.
So-
I have nowhere to park it.
He goes right to the town hall, the perfect place to attack, considering that it was basically,
Goddamn zoning board.
where the zoning board was.
Motherfuckers.
And where, like, a lot of this war and this battling took place.
Yeah.
Also, he wanted to fuck over the town.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Fuck you guys and fuck that concrete plant.
And while, demolishing the town hall, he also wrecked a playground that was attached to it.
Oh, well,
With the small library that was attached to it
listen,
as well.
that's a big vehicle. I'm sure there are
Yeah.
going to be casualties.
She took.
Yeah.
She a big girl.
Yeah.
I will say this: if you go back and you watch like footage of this thing like
there's
moves.
It
footage.
moves really slow,
It
right?
moves like 1 mile an hour.
It's like really fucking slow.
I mean, it's like moving an apartment building.
It's
like-
exactly because it's like you probably are picturing like someone speeding through town, but like no, it's like the slowest moving thing in the world.
Like the police were chasing on foot by walking, but they're
no, there's like footage.
They
And
were
there's
like,
like there's a whole Netflix thing about it, and like
Wow.
you see, yeah.
and it's funny because I saw the Netflix documentary about it, and they really tried to over dramatize this, and they like amp up the sound effects, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
and it's like it wasn't really
No.
like that.
No, they had the post-production people come
Yeah.
in. Like when you see those videos on Facebook when they're like, recreate foot taps.
Yeah.
They were doing that for the bulldozer.
So after he hit up the town hall, his next stop was the office of the local newspaper. His bone to pick with them was the fact that they wrote, editorial stories about him and not really painting him in a favorable light.
Well, yeah.
So he wrecked that building.
I mean, I see his logic.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
So then the next one is
Reasonable.
The next one's my favorite out of all this shit that he wrecked. Once he created destruction at the newspaper office, he moved toward the home of Thelma Thompson, who was an 82-year-old woman.
Why?
Well, yeah, what?
I wrote why in the notes.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
He was like,
was
she
like,
didn't.
why?
Why?
She didn't pay for her muffler.
Why, Grandma? The reason why was because her husband was the former mayor, and his name was Dick Thompson, who, by this time, he was
We're
deceased.
immature. We're laughing.
Yes.
Dick. But he was already dead by now, not because of the, revenge gig. He died in 2001, so she was a widow. In Marvin's eyes, Dick Thompson served as the mayor while Marvin was fighting the town.
Okay.
So he was like, you're part of it. You're part of it. Like, even though the mayor eventually died, he still wanted to at least destroy his property.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it would have been like, yes, kill Nancy Reagan.
Yeah.
Nobody did,
Yes.
unfortunately.
So to get revenge on this family, he drove his home to the widowed wife, and Thelma Thompson was called by the police, and they were like, you need to get out of the house. A guy is coming with a bulldozer
At
to
1
wreck
mile an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have time.
And
You
apparently,
have time.
you have
Yeah, pack a few things.
They woke her up from she was like napping in the afternoon, and she was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then she had to exit the house, and he showed up and
Yeah, well.
Nothing
Wreck
to
the
be
house.
concerned about. You have time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have time to wake up,
Get
watch
yourself together. You can
the end of Jeopardy.
Yeah.
take a shower.
Yeah.
Freshen up.
Yeah, you got
pack a bag.
You got
Grab
at
your
least 19 minutes and 50 seconds.
get the cat.
Do
Yeah.
a load of laundry
Yeah.
and get out.
But if you don't though, eventually your house will be taken down.
yes.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't taken down. She got out, and everything was fine. Her house, the house was destroyed. That family also owned a lot of the land in that town, so they had this constant distribution of money. Also, that family had multiple generations of family members that have lived there that have always had land. So
Yeah.
it's like money always goes to money.
Yeah.
And
Money to money.
That's
and
right.
I think that's how Marvin saw them.
Yeah.
Now, somewhere in the process of all this, he did drive to this area that had propane tanks. And I don't know why he went towards this propane tank factory, but he went there with intentions on blowing it up. So he shot his gun from it. The bullets were not hitting because of the flaw in the design.
Okay.
So no luck there. So he was like, oh, I'm just going to have to move along.
Yeah.
Move along.
Move along.
Now, finally, Marvin makes his last stop, and it's to a local hardware store. This was the last stop because now his machine started to smoke due to either antifreeze or coolant stuff.
Oh, okay.
While plowing through at a very, very glacial pace.
Glacial pace.
Yeah.
And by
Glacial.
plowing through, we mean slowly
Very slowly.
Gliding
Gliding.
through.
Very slowly.
through.
He didn't know that this like hardware shop had a basement, so
Oh, God.
his killdozer got like stuck in like the basement, and he got like halfway through, and he couldn't move, and then a truck came in and like blocked him, so now he was trapped, and this is like the end of the line here for Marvin. The reason why he came after this hardware store was because the owner of it was part of a lawsuit with Marvin.
Oh.
So
Marvin just has bad blood with everyone.
Yeah, really. He's not liked in that town.
No. And he left like, I think 2.5 hours worth of audio to send to the public for the police. And it was just 2.5 hours of like rambling. You know, he was just calling out everyone in the town and why he was doing this. And you can hear all of that on YouTube. I listened to most of it and doing this. It's interesting, but it's very long-winded.
Well, he had a lot of time.
Yeah, he had a lot of time.
It was like, what, a 3-hour trip?
Yeah, and also too, when he like busted through his like shed or storage or whatever, like when he busted through like the building he was renting from, the police got there and they saw that he had just like papers all over the walls and stuff with all the information of the people he wanted to get revenge
his,
on.
That's
manifesto.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Basically, police and helicopters swarmed the area. It took them hours to be able to remove the lid of the tank to access Marvin.
By
Hours.
his design.
By his design. When they finally got inside, he had been dead. Marvin took a pistol and shot himself in the head. Mm-hmm. Since then...
Oh, I didn't realize he like ended his life.
Yes.
I did not. I, for some reason, always just assumed he was still alive, but
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's the only person that died in this. No one was killed.
well, at least nobody was killed. Unfortunately, some people's homes were wrecked.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, I guess it's better than death.
Yeah. Since then, most of the damage in Granby, it's been rebuilt, including the town hall. One thing I always wondered is like, well, what happened to the bulldozer?
Oh my
Like,
God.
where is it? Where is it?
Can we get a piece
I
of
want
it? I want a piece of it.
Well, to keep people like us from getting pieces of it,
Oh, of course. Boring.
it was
boring.
taken apart and sold for scrap metal, never to be seen again. Imagine, like, people could be like owning a tractor with a piece of scrap metal.
Well, and I
from
mean,
this.
and
From Marv's.
yeah, and I honestly feel as
Bulldozer.
though that's a lot less grim than some of the other things that are sold. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, this big effort to sell this thing that he didn't kill anybody.
Yeah. And I think he
aside
just
from
wanted,
himself.
I think he was just, he wanted to make sure that the town paid. Literally paid.
Yeah.
That's why he was doing all of the damages there. Now, to some people, Marvin has become a hero, you know, for standing up for his beliefs and going against the man. And I respect that. And
Yeah.
I love revenge. And I love when people, like, break a
Of
town
course.
hall.
Yeah.
He took on the establishment head on, and when he couldn't win, he turned to demolition. You know, though I love the fact that he was doing this vigilante justice, he was also like a god warrior, you know.
That just wrecked
I
it for
agree.
me.
Oh, Mark.
Well, Marvin, you know, you had me on your side until I found that out.
Yeah, like that's where I was like, yeah. And then he was like, I'm doing the Lord's work. I'm like,
Oh God, you had to wreck it, didn't you?
Of course,
You couldn't have
You know?
fucking left it alone when you're going after, because you know that story is very real.
Yeah.
It
you know,
is.
like it's very real. So
And it's so current, too, like so recent.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really good.
How much money do you think was done in damages?
Oh God, what, like 2 million more?
You say 2 million? What do you say?
I'm going to say 5 million.
$7 million.
Wow. So on The Price is Right, you would get it.
I
Would get it.
would.
Yeah.
And he demolished like 13.
And Bob would probably say something really off color to me.
Oh, absolutely. And then he would expect a kiss.
Exactly.
And 13 buildings were demolished.
Wow. Well,
shit.
And
I
that's
mean,
the story of
that-
Marvin.
fantastic
And the-
story.
That was good. The
Killdozer.
Killdozer.
So that's the story of Marvin and the Killdozer.
I love
Holy
it, Mark.
shit, that was
Yeah.
fantastic. Well,
You know,
if you want to fund our Killdozer, you should probably start by going to patreon.com/bizarrebuffet, where you can get many wonderful things. First tier, you get unseen footage. You get a hello. You get a pin,
get a button that I
postcard.
make.
You had a button made by Mark Torriello himself, who put his
Absolutely.
blood, sweat, and tears into it.
And his killdozer.
Yeah.
And
Quite literally.
Yes. And for the last tier, you get many, many things too.
Blindfolded drawings.
From all of us. You're choosing. Do you want us to do a blindfolded drawing of Marvin's killdozer?
We
can
can do
do
it.
it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you get a video shout out
Yeah, we
with the
do.
other perks from the tier 1.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And on Instagram, we're at Bizarre Buffet. We have a website, bizarrebuffet.com. And we're on Facebook, too, in case you use
And
that.
YouTube.
And YouTube. Hi.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi,
those
do
of
you
you
see us?
watching.
We're in the window of the killdozer.
Yeah.
And we're coming very slowly.
Yeah. You can watch us on YouTube and you can see all the beautiful outfits that we wear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mark Torriello is talking about himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except
Yeah.
I will say, I made Jerry style me tonight.
I love this. I was going to say,
It's
I
actually
really.
Jerry's.
Oh, it's cute. I like it. Oh my
It's very
god.
outdoorsy.
It is. Yes.
Comfortable.
Yeah. So, I guess with that being said, I'm Town Hall. Marvin drove through me hard.
And I'm the muffler shop.
Oh my god, that's so good.
And I am the killdozer itself.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, yes. Killdozer.